Hello guys and girls, welcome to World of Warships. This is Screezilla. I hope you're all well. So, British battleships are a thing in World of Warships now. Oh boy, am I happy about that. Do I love these beasts. So today I'm going to be doing a video with the Bellerophon. The first British battleship basically. So we'll just quickly show you the tech tree. So we've got the Bellerophon, the Orion, the Iron Duke, one of the great dreadnoughts of its day, the Queen Elizabeth, the King George, the Monarch, the Lion, and the Conqueror. We also get the Nelson in-game, which is a free experience ship. So save up your money for her if you want. Very interesting boats, some of them. Now, the Queen Elizabeth is your basically the Warspite's sister ship. So if you like the Warspite, then you will like the Queen Elizabeth. Now, British battleships have got some very good guns, very good armour low tier. As you go up, they do start to gear more towards speed over armour. Just with the pact that was in time, I can't remember the name of the treaty, where basically ships were set to a certain amount of weight, which not all countries obeyed. Looking at you, Germany and Japan. Yes. So the earlier ships are pretty brutal. As you go on, the later ships can be a little bit less effective compared to some of their counterparts, but they are still gorgeous. For instance, the King George is just a beautiful looking ship. Just look at her. What a absolute beauty. But today is the Bellerophon, a fantastic little dreadnought. Now on the Bellerophon you have got, let's count them, 1, 2, 3, 4 main gun turrets, or 5 main gun turrets, sorry. So you've got the 2 at the back, 1 at the front, and then 2 at the side. This sort of early sort of layout. Most World War I battleships had this sort of layout, these odd gun layouts where they didn't have the twin turrets at the front, and you don't have that super turret, so you don't have the ability to fire both guns at the same time at the back. As you can see, they're very low profile, so you have to fire, if you want to fire all of your guns, well, 4 of your guns, you have to do it broadside. You won't be able to fire a full salvo with every single gun, unfortunately. But this ship has got some very good guns on it. You have the 5 305mm turrets, which are pretty devastating. You have a fair amount of secondary armaments with the 102mm guns, although the secondary firing range is only 3 kilometers, so it's very rare that you're going to get into a gunfight with those. You do have some AAA defense as well, but not a great amount. At this tier you may see an aircraft carrier and it can cause a bit of problems, but they're the low tier aircraft carriers generally, so you don't have too much issue with them. Concealment wise, detectability by sea is 13 kilometers. Of course, when you're firing your guns, it's 15 kilometers, and you do have a 15-kilometer range with your artillery. So you can't fire from outside of people's detection range. Very close, but you just can't do it. So let us take it to a random battle and see how we go. This is actually my first game in the Bellerophon. So I'm interested to see how we go with it. As you see, there's a couple of battleships in the games at the moment. Not many people are using the British battleships, in all honesty. You know, most people are just wanting to play other battleships. No, I'm completely lying. British battleships are everywhere at the moment. It is perfect timing if you want to have fun with a destroyer. Even some of the heavier cruisers are very effective against the British battleships. Aircraft carriers as well, if you want to grind up your aircraft carrier line. do it now, because there's lots of noob battleship players out there who are easy to take out with torpedoes. Destroyers, as well, as I say, are just, you are basically destroyer fodder for everybody as well. Now, of course, it happens every time with any new ship. When French cruisers came out, it was just French cruisers. You get a lot of these ships. I actually won't be playing the British battleships for a while now. I'm going to just be using free experience to grind them up, just because I want to avoid the spam of the constant British battleship games that are happening at the moment. Just because, well, when you've got every single ship on the team is exactly the same, it's not exactly fun. And you can have some very good games with your destroyers and aircraft carriers at the moment, because, as I say, people aren't used to using the ships. I had a very fun game the other day in the St. Louis, just setting fire to numerous amounts of British battleships. So let's see, it's not too bad actually. We've not got too much British battleship spam here. We've got a few, but it's pretty evened out. We've even got a German battleship thrown in there for something different, and an American battleship. Even the Japanese battleship, the Koachi. So, as you can sort of see with stat-wise, the Bellerophon is a pretty decent ship compared to the others, with numbers on equal tiers. The Orion is the next ship up, of course. So it looks like we do have a few more bits unlocked than that one, but the top one is pretty deadly. And there's the Langley, the aircraft carrier, which I was hoping there would be bugs, but Langleys are okay. So, let's get it going and see how we go. Now we're going to switch to our AP shells here, straight out the box. Now, one of the interesting things with the British AP shells for the battleships is they've got a very fast fuse time. Now, where's the rest of my team heading off to? Looks like the majority of them are going towards C, so I'm going to head that way because, well, I do not really want to be left alone and easy pickings for everybody else. It seems like somebody's already shot at one of our friendlies there. Really good job there, Svetlana. Well done for causing damage to a teammate. Brilliant job there, buddy. Brilliant job. The Asia server at its best. Oh, God, I just, You just have to wonder sometimes, don't you? The intelligence levels of some of the players in these games. I lost sight of that destroyer there, unfortunately. We are detected there. But that destroyer is getting the heck out of B by the looks of it. And we've got a cruiser up there. Smoke screen, an angry smoke screen over there. So I'm going to fire off a few rounds at that angry smoke screen where things look like they are sitting. But probably not going to hit much with that. And we're going to get out of the way of those torpedoes as well. So we got a Caledonia there and a German destroyer. So there's a battleship on the horizon. So let's get some lead on her. And that's the Orion. So that is one of our sister ships over there. okay hits, one over penetration and one shatter, unfortunately. So I'm actually going to turn a little bit. Which way do I want to go? I want to make up my mind soon. It's a shame that Diatreon is a bit far away. Fire off a broadside to that Orion again. But we're going to start turning in now. And we get one shatter. So nothing too interesting there at the start of the game. We have got the South Carolina firing at us. And we are being spotted by planes at the moment. And there is a destroyer that is behind the island there at least. So let's get turning away from there, because we don't want to be caught with our pants down. Send off one salvo. We might just get one lucky hit there. But we have another Orion over here. So let's see what we can do here. I haven't got much faith in this team for some reason. So I do not expect this to be a great game of World of Warships. I think the fact that most of them were trying to kill each other at the start of the game did not help my feelings of joy for this team at the start. So that Orion will hopefully be around about this area when we sight it. Now we are detected, so there's possibly a destroyer. There it is, there's a little bugger. We will not get our guns on target here for it. But it means we are going to get some shots coming in very soon, I would say, from one of those British battleships. And great job running into the torpedoes there. Fire up a full broadside at this Orion. And just get one shatter. Oh, brilliant. I'm actually going to switch to high explosives here. Won't worry about that fire, but we have got a enemy Bellerophon over there and an enemy destroyer, a St. Louis. Brilliant. Ah, it's just made my day. We want to get out here, and of course we have no destroyers left, so I'm not going to get any smokescreen help whatsoever. We are going to try our best to get the heck out of here, but the game is over already. Oh, what a brilliant game that was. Yeah. I mean, not the best performance by me. I mean, I only managed to get 4 shots off. But when the friendly team is killing each other, what do you expect? Ah, World of Warships. This is why I play this game so little. Let's go back to port. What a disastrous game that was. Oh my word, I have not seen such terrible playing in a long time. Let's pop onto the Campbellton and let's take out a terrible, terrible destroyer for a bit of fun. Now the Campbelltown is it's got a great history. if you know the Saint Nazaire, you know the Campbelltown. That was the ship that went boom when it crashed itself into the dry dock gates. So we've got a few aircraft carriers in this game, quite a few battleships. There's an enemy St. Louis, which I'm not too happy about, but we'll see how we go. Now, the Campbelltown is a pretty awful ship for guns. You have 3 guns on her, so you can't actually get a full salvo of any of your guns off ever, which is great. She's not a very good destroyer, in all honesty. If you're after good destroyers, don't play this ship. But historically, it's a very important little boat. Now, it has got some okay torpedoes to it. Your torpedo range is not too bad. You've got 7.5 kilometers. They're relatively okay speed. They do decent damage. You've got a anti-aircraft gun. So you have got some form of anti-aircraft gun defense. Your guns are not great. Your range is not great. It's quite a sneaky little boat at 6.5 kilometers. So that is something that is useful on it. But this boat is not designed to get in a gunfight with anyone. Excuse me. Your best bet is using torpedoes to kill enemies because your guns are pathetic. The main battery guns, you've got a very low range on them. They're not great damage. And as I say, they're pretty awful little guns. So your job is mainly to spot the enemy and to try and torpedo them, because there's not much else you can do, in all honesty. Now we've got a destroyer there, and we've got a battleship there. Now what I'm hoping is we don't get too many planes coming over this way for us. Now we might be able to get a bit of surprise torpedo strike on that battleship if we remain undetected. Use the islands as cover. But it looks like, oh no, those planes are not coming near us, so that's something good news there. So we've got 2 battleships coming around. Now remember, we've only got 7.5 kilometers for our torpedoes. But if we remain undetected, we might get lucky and have this guy sail straight into an ambush for us. Looks like he's pretty much dead set on that path. Slowing down a bit. Let's pop a smoke screen up, try and save his Caledon. But unfortunately that has stuck our ability to get we did save a Caledon at least. So they know I'm here now because of this smoke screen, although being a Caledon, which just absolutely failed at life. expecting there to be torpedoes coming into my smoke screen at some stage soon. So, what have we got going on here? Where are those torpedoes? So there's definitely a destroyer around the corner there, I reckon. That guy's not going to come through there. So we are pretty much in a useless spot now. And we'll try and get the ship turned a bit. But we're not going to get much useful action around this area. What I'm hoping is that they think that it was the Caledon smokescreen, so they don't think about looking here. But I've got a feeling that we are not going to get much in the way of an ambush here. Although we might get lucky with that destroyer coming around at full speed. He may just sail straight into that ambush. But I doubt we're going to be that lucky. Probably going to want to move here soon because we are going to get spotted very shortly. Might get lucky with that cruiser. Torpedoes, do your job. Beautiful. Okay. Now that St. Louis has now taken a good hammering. And that's the St. Louis taken care of. Okay, some good news there. Now, what can we do in this situation? We might be able to get torpedoes out on that battleship. Enemy destroyer over there. Never know, he might just blunder straight into those torpedoes, which would be really, really nice to have happen. Fire off a few shots at this enemy destroyer. And we had two torpedo hits onto that battleship. So that's good news. As you see, our terrible, terrible guns are doing a terrible, terrible thing here. It'd be nice if we could set a fire on this guy. be so lucky. But hopefully somebody else will get him. Good, good. So we've got another German, I think that is. Yep. So we've got another destroyer over there, so we've got to be a bit careful. Now basically Campbelltown, you just got to play sneaky sneaky, because you can't do much with it. You're reliant on torpedoes. It's a bit like a Japanese destroyer in the fact you're reliant on torpedoes most of the time, but the trouble is the torpedoes are just bloody terrible. Well, not terrible for this low tier, but they're not the best. Now what we'll try and do is hopefully get around this island without being spotted, and we might be able to do some flanking manoeuvres here. There's a rather angry looking smoke screen there. And we've got a couple of battleships over there, so we're going to try our best to get around without being noticed by this destroyer in the smoke screen, and try and use these islands as cover to sneak around and hopefully get some shots off. But well, we'll see how we go. Okay, we're almost to the back of the island, and that smoke screen is still protecting us from him spotting us at least. South Carolina's just been taken out, and there is that little destroyer. So looks like it's heading this way, so we might be a bit unlucky here, but we'll see how we go. At least we've managed to get a few torpedo hits this game. At least we've actually managed to do something this game. Good, good. So one of those battleships has just been taken out. Now I'm imagining I'm going to come across this destroyer around the corner here any second, and it's not going to be good because the German destroyers have some good guns on them. So I really, 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 really don't want to be detected by it, and I really don't want to get in a gunfight with it. So hopefully that German destroyer is no longer around A. Doesn't look like it's been spotted, so there we go, we've been detected, so that little bastard's detected us. It's aiming at us. It's going to fire at us. And we'll have torpedoes coming any second as well, so we're going to dart around this island, repair that fire.
The ship is on fire. Problem solved, sir.
And where is he going to go? That's the question. He's going to get undetected.
Torpedoes, direct front.
Now I imagine he's actually going to come around this side of the island. So I'm going to waste a spread of torpedoes there. But you never know, I might just get lucky. We're going to try and capture A. Okay, so we've managed to capture A at least. Now, no sign of that German destroyer, but I'm about to be spotted as well, so that's not good news. So he'll be able to get torpedoes on me if he's around this corner.
The enemy is about to win.
No longer detected. Okay, now we are probably going to lose this match because, well, unfortunately, we really don't have any capping capability, but I'm going to try and capture A, hopefully. A B, sorry, before the timer runs out. I'm going to full steam ahead there. But I don't think we've got enough time to do much, in all honesty. But not a terrible game for us, this one. Pretty well fought by both teams. I mean, it wasn't a whitewash like last game, where it was absolutely devastating. But this game is effectively over. So we're gonna just suicide run and fire off our guns and try and get a bit of damage done. But that's the end of that game. Okay then. Well, not the most high-paced game, but didn't do too badly for ourselves. We didn't get any kills, but we finished second in damage, so that's good news. Especially for one of the less than stellar destroyers in the game. It looks like the rest of our team had a pretty bad game as well. The Orion did pretty well, but and also the V170. But you can see here that the Orion on the enemy team did much better, sinking 5 ships. And that's really what destroyed the game for us there. Okay, guys, look, I hope you've enjoyed today's video, and I will see you all again soon. Alright, guys, have a great day, and this is Screezler out. Bye-bye.